Hello everyone, and welcome back. In this video, you guys, I'm going to be going over the process of walkthrough for the application process for the new applicants that you are going to be taking calls for. So, in this video, I'm going to walk you through step by step one of the new processes that we use. Now, we have several different ways to complete an application process with an applicant or a caller. Okay. In this video, I'm going to show you the shortest method for bringing individuals on board and or getting them into our system so that they can begin training. So bear with me as I will walk you through. And again, welcome to Soultel Family, a better way to work. And I'm going to show you guys how to do that. Now, first, you want to keep in mind, everyone, that you'll be taking calls from our dialer. And as they come in, your job will be to process applications and get the caller's information into our system. So it's going to take place a little something like this. What you'll do is for every call that you get, you're going to need to go to our website or our phone app. And I'm going to take a second and show you what the phone app looks like. All right, so I'm going to go over to our app here. And if you guys can see clearly, this is where you'll download our app so that you can do a walkthrough with your callers. And you can have your callers as well download this app to get more information about the company if they're on their cell phones, okay? And if they're not near a computer, they can download the app to get more information and also complete the application through their phone. But I'm going to show you 2 or 3 different ways that you can get individuals' information into the system. As you guys probably already know, and if you don't know, we have 6 steps to the application process in which I'm going to go over in this video. Okay, so step number 1, obviously, is to get the caller's information into the system by use of the application. We have a employment application, and they will need to have their information entered into the system through those funnels. Okay, now, in order to get the app downloaded, the customer or caller or yourself, you need to download it from going to this web address in your cell phone. It's www.soultel.appsme.com. You'll get to this web page and you'll just simply click install on your phone, and you do this from your cell phone. You're going to have these recommended pages for you to have use of. Now, the second page of this is going to be the application page, which is book now. If you go to this page of the app on your phone and click on book now, you can complete an application for your caller. Okay. Now let's go back to the website. Now let's say you're on a call with a caller or a new caller or a new applicant, and they're interested about the service. You've gone over the script at this point. You've already done your script. You've already explained to them, you know, the company and explained the details, or you've had them watch the video. You're going to go to the website on their behalf. This is in the event that the caller is not near a computer or is not able to complete an application. So what you're going to have to do is get the information into the system, because there's a process that would allow them to still complete everything even if they're not near a computer. So I'm going to walk you through that now. You're going to have the caller, you're going to go, you yourself as an agent is going to go to the website. You're going to click on the careers button yourself, and you're going to click on the apply now button above the video. Okay, now you can do this from your app by clicking on just the book now, and then just completing the application. Now what happens when you do this? You're going to go ahead and click on Soultel Staffing Application here at the bottom. And a lot of you guys can do it this way. You can already have this up on your phone, or you can already have this up on your computer, the application page. And you simply want to ask the caller for their information to cover the fields of the application. It's very simple. When a caller is on the line, you're going to ask for their first and last name. So we're going to do test call here. So this is just a tester for the application. You're going to ask them for their first and last name, their address, their the city, state, and zip, their phone number. Okay, and you want to ask them for their email address, and I'm going to just put one that I can have access to show you exactly what they'll be receiving. Okay, So I'm going to use this one here. Okay, if I can spell right here. Okay, so I'm going to go here and I'm going to go ahead and enter that information there. I'm going to scroll down. You want to just answer these questions. Now, the caller doesn't necessarily have to answer these questions because they're kind of um, pre-qualifying questions, so you don't have to really answer those questions for the, you can actually answer those questions for the caller. They don't have to answer them. So like things of like position applying for, it's going to be the recruiting specialist position. Are you 18 years or older? They would have to be at least 18. Someone 16 or younger will have to get permission, but bottom line is, 18 or older is what we're accepting. How did you hear about us? That's a question you may ask them. 9 times out of 10, it's going to be Craigslist, okay? And you don't have to upload a resume for them. That's not necessary. And then you're going to make sure that they're certified to work in the United States. You can tell that by just having a conversation. You can hear it in their voices. But just ask the question if you have to. Are you a U.S. citizen? Yes or no? Can you pass the background check? This is a very important question. If they say no, you will not be able to move forward. So you want to hear them say yes. Or if they give you a reason why they may not think they're able to, at that time you can simply have, you can make the choice to move them into the system or not. But bottom line is normally they are. Go ahead and click next. Now upon clicking next, you'll be brought over to the consent to background check, background and reference check, and you simply want to read out loud to them, okay, the section in where it talks about them agreeing to the background check. So you simply want to read it out to them. I hereby, are you saying you, caller, do you hereby authorize SoulTel to run an investigation on your background and reference check? Yes. You're going to read all this information to them. Do you hereby consent to the companies verifying all your information? You're going to read all of this, read it out loud, and then also let them know that the original cost for the background check was $35, okay? $35, all right? And you want to say that SoulTel is actually covering the cost of the background check. Now, they're going to say, you're going to ask them this question again, do you fully consent to the preliminary background check? Yes or no? They're going to say yes or no. Now you're going to say the questions I'm about to ask you are pertaining to us running that background check, and there's a little bit of personal information that I'm going to need. I'm going to need your date of birth. You're going to ask for the date of birth. I'm just going to put one in here as a test. Okay. Okay, and then you want to get the last four of the social security number. You can skip over this. You already know the total cost. So you want to just get the last four of the social from them. We don't need the whole social security number, just the last four. Okay, so to say, hey, do you mind us getting the last four of your social? And then say to them, now I would like to confirm that you have full knowledge of the $35 fee and procedures for the preliminary background check. Yes or no? They're going to say yes. After completing this application form, please click the submit button to be taken to the next page. Okay, so make sure, this is very important, make sure you put your name as the recruiter when doing this for the caller. Make sure you put your name. I'm going to go ahead and put mine here. Okay, and hit next. Now, this is very important. Once you've hit next, you're going to be brought to this confirmation page, okay? It's going to say, thank you for completing the application. Please click submit below or now. Then you will need to check your email for further instructions. This is what the caller is going to see if they're completing the application on their own. But you see this, so you should tell them this at this time. Caller, I've just completed an application on your behalf. Please check your email now to confirm that you've received the follow-up email with instructions on how to get registered for training. So make sure that you go and check your email to get information and instructions on how to register for the training class. Okay. Now, you as the agent will simply click submit. Once you click submit, guys, what's going to happen is that there's going to be an email that's going to go out on the behalf of the agent. But on your end, what you're going to get is the agent directory page. And this is another thing that you can do to go ahead and do for the caller to make sure that they have their HR documents. Now, they're going to need to go do this themselves on the instruction video, but you can do this for them and say that the first two steps on their checklist are going to be already done when they get that email. You simply are just going to go into this system here, and you're going to type in 200. You're going to hit 200 here, and then you're going to hit Documents. Okay. Now, once you hit Documents, all you have to do is enter the same information, their information. So we're just going to do test, and I'm not going to do this for the sake of the video, but you simply enter their information here. Okay. So to staffing, okay. And you want to put your name in this box. So I'm just going to put PVARNER. Make sure you put your information, and then you're going to put their information in the phone number section, and then hit subscribe to list. Now, when you hit subscribe to list, they're going to get an email also that's going to contain a link that says yes, subscribing to this. Once they hit yes, subscribing to the list, they're going to receive a link to sign their documents, their HR documents, and that's all going to be explained in the video. So in a quick moment, I'm going to take you over to the email that they receive. 1 second. All right, everybody, I've gone ahead and went over to the email, the Sotel Staffing Gmail account, and I wanted to show you guys where you could actually see the support email that they received. Now, the email is going to come from support, so basically have them search for it. If they're not able to locate it, they need to check their spam folder. They need to check their all mail folder. You're going to see that here. I'm going to scroll down and let you guys see what that looks like. They're going to need to check the all mail, the spam, and the promotions tab, but this should be in the inbox originally. Now they're going to click on where it says the Sotel job application. Is going to have support underneath this section here. That's where the email is going to come from. So let's go ahead and click on it and read and see what the caller is seeing. It's going to come from support@sotel.com, and it's a form stack. So they can do a search in the inbox for the Sotel job application. They can just do a search there and they'll find this email. Okay. They need to click on that email, open it up, and then scroll down to read the instructions. And I'm going to try to read the instructions here to let you know what they're seeing and what they're going to need to the steps that they're going to need to complete to move forward. Okay. All right. So they're going to see an email that's going to say, "Greetings and congratulations, dear Sotel applicant. Your application and background check consent form have been submitted. You are now ready to register for training. Your recruiter should have already explained what to do next. Please read below for instructions on how to get into the next training class. Below, you will need to click the training image to watch the training registration instructional video. Please click here for the registration checklist." So let's go ahead and click here first so you guys can see what the checklist looks like, and so that you'll know what the callers are looking for. Okay. Now remember when I had you guys go ahead and click on the extension 200 in this checklist, guys? It's going to state that they're going to need to go to the agent directory page, but you've already done that. So you've already requested their documents. They just need to check their email and click the link that says register, subscribe me to list. Now, if you haven't done that part, and mind you, you don't have to, where you have to complete the application and do the agent directory part for them, this page, instead of completing extension 200 for them, you let them go ahead and do it based upon what's in this video that I'm about to show you. So the checklist, you guys, basically is already done. The application part is already checked off. And then it says request to sign documents. They're going to do that. It's very simple. And they need to print this out or whatever have you. They can do that, so on and so forth. But the bottom line is you want to make sure that they get this checklist, and it is in the email that they receive. It's going to be a little blue link that says please click here to get the checklist. Now, please complete all the steps in the video below and make sure to check off each step on the checklist above as you complete the steps. Now, it's very simple. All they have to do is click on this button to see the video. I'm going to show you guys what that looks like. I'm going to click on it while this is loading here. Okay. So they should see a video. In this video, it's going to contain instructions on how to walk through everything. I'm going to see if I can skip through some things here. As you can see, it shows them how to go back to the website, click on careers. They're going to need to go to the agent directory and type in extension 200, and so on and so forth. So it basically walks them through the entire application process. After they've clicked on 200, they will simply go to this. Now, this is what they're going to see in their email once they've completed this form. Remember, I just showed you guys the same form. They click subscribe to list. They then get this little image here. They're going to follow through, and so on and so forth. It's them through the entire process. These are the documents that they're going to need to sign. Okay, if you guys know that you started, you had to sign these same documents. So they're going to need to sign these documents. It's very, very, very easy to get through this. This is on behalf of them. Now, they're going to need to create a work Gmail account. This is how they register for training. These are the steps. So I recommend you guys go ahead and do a test application so that you guys can get this particular form, so that you guys can check out the steps on how to actually get started. You guys can walk yourselves through this process over and over again. I'm going to show you right now, though, how to actually get what they're going to see when they're registering themselves for training, and if you need to help them, or if you need to help them with that process of getting them into the training class. So let's go ahead and get out of this video section here and go back to our website. Okay, and now we're back on the site. We should be on this page. I'm going to go back to the home team here. Well, actually, when you're on the site and you want to register them for training, you simply want to click on the training button. It's going to request a password, okay, and this is something that they could do or you could do if they're having problems doing it, okay. So let's see if I can get in here. Okay, so I'm going to get into the training videos here. The password was orientation, by the way, and what you're going to need to do is register from training. Now, mind you, they need to create a work Gmail account. It's very simple. They watch the video here to get instructions, or they can go to Gmail, and all that stuff is also explained in the email and in the video here. So nicely done by one of our admin staff, Mrs. Copeland. But it basically explains the steps on how to create your work Gmail account, so on and so forth. And it's really, really easy to do. She's actually explaining it on this section here. Going to the website, clicking on the training, then completing and creating your work Gmail account. You simply go to Gmail, and if you're already logged into a Gmail account, a personal one, or if they're logged into one, you want to go ahead. Now, you can actually create the Gmail for your applicant. Mind you, the only thing that I'm showing you guys in this video that we're doing is basically a way to get your callers into the system. You can do pretty much everything for them. All you're going to have them do is make sure that they're checking their emails, subscribing to the list, and following up with information that they're putting into the system. And it's that simple, guys. Okay? It's that simple. So let's go ahead here. We're on the training page. You simply click here for training registration. They need to watch these videos, so have them go and do this, but you can actually set them up, but they need to watch the videos themselves to get a better understanding. So it's good, important facts to have them kind of do this themselves and just follow up with them, you guys. The key to all of this, to give it an easier shot for you guys, to make it quicker, to get them into the system, because if you allow them to do it themselves, a lot of times they're not going to do it, okay? They're going to slack off. They're going to have excuses. So the key is to just kind of get them in the system and get them into the training class so that we can take it from there. But you want to empower them to get it done by following up with them, just contacting them and letting them know that they need to complete a few things to make sure they get started. So now we're just going to talk about the registration part inside of the checklist here. It says register for training, 4 parts, refer to video provided, okay? That's this video that she's talking about, all right? Now, in this checklist, it says create your work Gmail account, work email, request to be added to the next training schedule, install screen share app, and register to Sotel website back office, okay? So basically, you're going to go here, okay? And you're going to click on this link for them or have them click on it. This is what they're going to do or you're going to do. It doesn't really matter. But the key is if you're doing it, you want to make sure that they're following up with you and you're following up with your callers. Okay, so you're going to click on this training tab on the green link that's on the website. And then you just fill out the information for the caller. Put the caller's information in here. If you don't have their PayPal email address, put their personal one or don't put anything. But make sure you put their information in here and their new work Gmail account. Now listen, guys, typically the work Gmail account is going to be their first initial last name, You want to have them create that before you send this out, or you can create that email for them and give them the password for it. But the bottom line is it needs to be created before you register for training, because that's where majority of the information is going to go for future references. All of our reminders are going to go to their personal email. Okay. So you're going to hit subscribe list and they're going to follow up. Okay. So that's pretty much that. Okay. So we go back to this, and you're pretty much done at this point with everything that you can do for the caller. But you want to make sure you're following up with the caller to make sure that they get this stuff done. Man, listen, this is how you get paid. So you have to communicate with them. You have to follow up with them. And the key of it is making sure that all the steps are completed so that they can get through. Now let's go back to the steps here. And then the LCT calls. The LCT calls. Now, this process is very important. Okay, we have a department that's going to follow up with them on your behalf for the LCT calls. But the bottom line is they need to get these calls done between Monday and Friday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. only. So they have to get this done before they can actually get registered for training on Monday. Now they can register, but they have to get qualified to be on that call. Now, if they're just not able to get these calls done before Monday, or if they don't finish them and complete them, because in this process, it's very simple. They need to call this number listed here, dial extension 13, okay, and then follow the information in the message that was left for them to complete, and they can get through it. Now, you just want to follow up and follow up and follow up. It's very simple, you guys. Step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's usually, we consider it 6 steps, because 5 is contact your enrollment specialist, but 5 to us is, this part, and the last part is 6, which is follow up, follow up, follow up. So we contact them after this whole process is complete to make sure they've got everything on this checklist complete. So for your own sake, you guys, go ahead now and do a test walkthrough on the application. Watch this video as many times as you need to, and so you can get familiar with this process. If there's anything that you did not understand here, feel free to email support@soultel.com or email soultelstaffing@gmail.com, whichever one that you feel comfortable emailing, so that we can answer any more questions that you may have. But the bottom line is, learn this process. The more information you know, the better your experience is going to be here at the Soultel family. So with that being said, it's Mr. Varner signing out. See you guys on the inside.